Will you know when you've been contained? Smart cities. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Smart Cities plus Internet of Things series. As we move further into the realm of smart cities, we encounter an increasingly insidious shift. The containment of our freedoms, not by fences or walls, but through data, algorithms, and surveillance. At first glance, these cities may seem like innovations designed to enhance the quality of our lives, promising more convenience, more safety, more efficiency. But beneath the surface lies a darker truth. We are being contained, not by physical walls, but by an invisible digital grid that quietly controls where we go, what we do, and even who we interact with. In today's episode, we'll explore the concept of containment in the context of the smart city. It's not a dystopian future anymore. It's becoming our current reality. From the moment you step into a smart city, you are being digitally mapped, tracked, and controlled. The question is not whether we're free to move. The question is, when did we lose the ability to recognize that we were being contained? When will we realize that the last exit, the freedom to leave this controlled system, is no longer visible to us? The hidden mechanisms of containment. It starts with convenience. The promise of smart cities is that they will improve the quality of life for all citizens. Smart traffic systems promise to reduce congestion. Smart meters ensure energy efficiency. Public services are automated, and systems like smart grids offer the possibility of reducing energy waste and improving sustainability. But convenience is the gateway to control. It's not just that we can now order a coffee from a mobile app or unlock a bike share with a scan of our phone. The convenience we're offered comes with an invisible trade-off. We trade our privacy, our autonomy, and even our freedom in exchange for smart services that know more about us than we often realize. We become the product. In a world where everything is connected, where your car, your phone, your home, your office, and even your body are tracked and monitored through a network of sensors and devices, you may feel like you have more control over your environment. But in reality, you are increasingly dependent on the very system that tracks you. You're no longer making choices freely. Your choices are guided by the data that's been collected about you. In this environment, containment isn't about physical boundaries. It's about digital borders that are drawn around you, where your movements are restricted not by walls or gates, but by the data systems that manage access to resources. Your freedom to roam, physically and digitally, is governed by algorithms that measure your compliance with the system. These algorithms monitor your carbon footprint, your social behavior, your economic activity, your health data, your media consumption, and even your emotions. How smart cities control your proximity. Proximity in smart cities is no longer just about distance or location. It's about your digital identity and the value placed on it by algorithms. Geofencing, or the creation of virtual boundaries, is a key element of this system. If you've ever entered a store and received a coupon on your phone, you've experienced geofencing. The system knows you're near a specific location, and it responds accordingly. But in a smart city, geofencing goes far beyond targeted advertising. It becomes a method of control over your movement and actions. Let's say you're trying to cross from one district to another. In a city without smart systems, you simply walk or drive. But in a smart city, your movement is no longer free. It's restricted. Geofencing can prevent you from leaving certain zones, especially if your behavior falls outside of the system's acceptable parameters. For example, if your carbon score is too high for the day, you may be prevented from accessing certain parts of the city or using public transportation. Your car may not start, or your app may alert you that you've reached your daily quota for travel. It's not that you're physically confined. It's that the city's digital infrastructure controls where you can go and when you can go there. Your freedom of movement is now dictated by algorithms that measure your environmental impact, your social worth, or even your data footprint. But it doesn't end there. Smart cities also use proximity to control access to resources. In a typical city, resources like food, water, and electricity are available based on need or availability. But in a smart city, these resources can be rationed based on compliance with digital systems. For example, if you exceed your daily energy quota, the system can limit your access to electricity, effectively controlling your behavior by controlling your resources. The role of digital identity in containment. In a smart city, your digital identity becomes your access pass. Everything, from your health data to your social behavior to your economic activity, is tied to your digital profile. Your ability to move, to consume, to live, and to interact with others is determined by how compliant you are with the system. Consider this. If your profile doesn't match the system's standards, if you've made too many trips outside the designated zones, if you've exceeded your carbon footprint, if you've engaged in activities flagged by the system, your access to the city's resources may be restricted. You may be locked out of certain areas, or your access to services like transportation, healthcare, or even food delivery can be denied. This is the dark side of the smart city system. What begins as an effort to improve efficiency and sustainability ends up creating a social sorting mechanism, where your worth as a citizen is determined by your data profile. Your movements, actions, and behaviors are constantly evaluated and used to control your life. invisible walls, and the lack of an exit. The most terrifying aspect of containment in smart cities is that the walls are invisible. There are no bars on the windows. There are no gates or fences. But the containment is real. The city isn't physically preventing you from leaving, but it is psychologically and digitally conditioning you to stay. When you rely on smart systems for everything, from transportation to food to healthcare, you find yourself increasingly dependent on them. And once you're inside the system, it becomes almost impossible to escape. There's a psychological toll to being constantly monitored, controlled, and nudged. It's the feeling of being locked in without realizing it. You don't even know when you've passed the threshold from freedom to containment. You still have choices, but those choices are programmed for you. They feel like your own, but they've been subtly steered by the system that tracks you. The freedom to roam. Will it disappear? What happens when the last exit is no longer visible? When you realize that the city you once thought was open and free has now become a series of zones designed to control your every movement? In a smart city, you are not locked in physically, but you are locked in digitally, and those invisible walls are just as real as any physical fence. The question is, will we recognize the containment before it's too late? Or will we allow ourselves to be guided, nudged, and sorted until there is no longer any place to go? As we close this discussion on digital containment, it's clear that smart cities offer a false sense of freedom, a freedom that is always conditional, always monitored, and always restricted by the very systems that are supposed to help us. And once those digital systems are fully entrenched, we will have to ask ourselves, did we ever really have freedom? Or have we just been contained in a new way, a way we never fully saw coming? Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future, Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems, The Behavioral Economy Now Governs Access. 4. Hive Mind, Synthetic Telepathy and Collective Algorithmic Control. 5. Nanobots Inside You, Medical, Military, and Programmable Intrusions. 6. Grief Tech, AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading Your Mind, Consciousness Transfer and Data-Based Identity. 8. Deep Fakes plus AI Clones, The Replication of Reality and Identity Theft. 9. Quantum Humans, The Merger of Biology with Quantum Systems. 10. Digital Afterlife, Where Your Data Goes When You Die. 11. Resurrection Science, Reviving Life Through Synthetic Methods. 12. Immortal Science, The End of Death as We Know It. 13. Longevity Science, Gene Editing, Anti-Aging, and Bio-Upgrades. 14. Designer Babies, Engineered Perfection Before Birth. 15. Artificial Wombs, Birth Decoupled from the Female Body. 16. 3D Printing, Printing Organs, Limbs, and even humans. 17. The Humanoid Era, The Rise of Synthetic Beings Among Us. 18. Legacy Humans, The Slow Phase-Out of Unmodified Analog People. 19. Smart Cities, Algorithmic Environments That Watch and Decide. 20. Cloud-Based Societies, Citizenship Without Borders or Bodies. 21. Hackable Humans, Emotion, Memory, and Behavior Under Code. 22. Biometric Scanning, Your Body is Your Password and Your Prison. 23. Sex Tech, Intimacy Reprogrammed by Machines. 24. Extinction of Gender, Fluidity, Deletion, and Design of Identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.